Happy Monday and good afternoon. Today I kind of want to talk about ways to get yourself a little bit closer to achieving your goals. Something that I've noticed about myself especially is I fall into this loop and spiral of thinking about my goals and thinking about the things I need to accomplish in order to reach my goals. But when it comes to actually doing the actions that'll help me get there, I struggle. I feel like I end up halting and not actually completing the things that will help me get there because all I'm doing is thinking about these things and thinking about how I can get there. But when it comes to doing those things, that's where I struggle. I don't know if anyone else can relate to that, but this is something that I've noticed is a huge detriment into me actually achieving my goals. Wilson just tried to jump up. So a way that I have kind of broken out of this is by writing down my goals and the steps I need to take to get there. So let's say I have a goal for my business. Something I have done recently is I'll sit down with no distractions, no phone, no iPad, no TV, no nothing, no distractions, and I write down my goal. I try and create it as a SMART goal so that way it's, all of the SMART, specific, measurable, all of that. I try to create a goal in that way, so that way it's a little more determined as to what I want. And then from there, I will ask myself why, and I'll also ask myself how, because how am I going to get there? What are the things I need to do in order to get to this goal? And even just the act of writing it down makes it that much more permanent, because when you're thinking about it or when you're talking about it, it actually triggers something in your brain that gives you the same satisfaction as if you have already done it, especially if you're talking to someone else and they're saying, oh yeah, this is a great idea. Like, yes, it's a great idea. And that spikes this feeling of accomplishment, even though you haven't even done it yet. So being able to write it down and write down the steps to get yourself to where you want to be is getting yourself one step closer to actually achieving your goal. Getting it out of your head and on paper, or having it on your phone, somewhere where you can see it. Remind yourself of the goal and the actions that you need to take in order to get to that goal. And it can be any part of your life. I mentioned business, and I'm not going to tell you my business goals just yet because I want to make sure that I'm actually doing the actions for it. But business goals, it can be personal goals, it can be goals for your house. If you want to get something done in your house, there's so many ways to approach this, but being able to sit down, write down the goals that you have and how you want to achieve them, and also understanding your why as to why you want to get these things done, that's going to help you reach the next level. When you understand your why, it creates this deeper meaning to get this goal achieved. And that why is your driving factor for the days that you don't feel like taking action. Your why is the reason you're doing this. Your actions is how you're going to get there. And your goal, that's the accomplishment. That's what you're achieving. In order to get there, you have to do the work. I hope that resonates with some people. It is definitely something I am struggling with and working through right now as we speak, as most of my videos I talk about things I am working through and going through in the moment. So I hope some of you at least understand where I'm coming from and can relate. And I hope you guys have a lovely week. I hope that you're able to look at your life and recognize a goal you have and maybe write it down. Write down the steps you want to take and take action. The only way you're going to get to where you want to be is by starting. So get out there and start. I'll talk to you next Monday.